Alright everyone, I'm back. I'm Unchrasmatic, and I've been on a little bit of a hiatus because I've been busy, and plus I've actually been waiting for a really long time for a mini tripod that I purchased on eBay for $1 to arrive from Hong Kong, and it never arrived, so I had to purchase another one, and it finally arrived the other day. So that's why, fortunately, the camera is now steady and I don't have to resort to using textbooks, which was a little bit ghetto, and that's what I was doing for all the other reviews. That being said, this right here, what you see in front of you, is not going to be a review, but I'm just going to want to talk about it a little bit. Undoubtedly, if you've been on eBay looking at Godzilla merchandise for, I don't even know, like the past several years, you have probably seen this at one time or another from a variety of different sellers. So this right here is the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah statue as it's sold on eBay, and I didn't build and paint this. This came partially built and pre-painted. I'm not that ecstatic about the paint job, but let me get to that in a little bit. What I wanted to talk about here is just to highlight the particular products that are available on eBay, and in specific this one. This is a recast of, if you have one in your collection, it's a very dynamic sculpt. This is based on the Japanese poster artwork for Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah back in 1991, and you'll remember from my previous video reviews that I'm a big King Ghidorah fan. I have a lot of King Ghidorah figures that I look for and both purchase. So this particular statue, as it is not fully assembled by me yet, but it's ubiquitous on eBay. But I wanted to highlight to you not this particular statue itself, but what it actually represents. This is actually a recast of a resin garage kit that was produced by a company called Zoke Kobo, and the sculptor is a guy named Yuji Sakai. And if you collect strictly Bandai, or if you just know Bandai in general, you probably know his name because Yuji Sakai is the guy who sculpted a lot of these smaller diorama figures that I think they're about 4 inches in height. I'm not exactly sure. I apologize because I don't actually collect those, but I think they're available for something like 700 yen each or something like that, so a little bit over $7. But they all are very well detailed, and they're sculpted by Yuji Sakai, and his best works, or his most expensive works I should say, are actually in the form of Godzilla garage kits or Godzilla model kits. And this recast is a poor quality reproduction of an absolutely stunning sculpt done by Yuji Sakai that mimics the poster artwork for Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. I bought it because, as weird as it sounds, I do have the original garage kit. It was extremely expensive, but I bought this because I have no modeling skills whatsoever. I'm trying to change that, but I finally got fed up after having the original for about 12 years of not being able to build it, not being able to see it completed, not being able to display it. So I caved in and I bought one of these recasts, ironically from a guy in Japan who claimed it was a very good copy. He wasn't exactly telling the truth, but I've actually compared this recast to my original, and there are a lot of flaws. And, you know, again, not to talk about this particular item in general, or in particular, but just as a general rule, you know, be careful of what you get on eBay, because the quality of these things ranges considerably. And I just want to highlight to you here, let me see if I can actually activate the zoom, or actually activate the focus. I can't. So it's going to be a little bit blurry, so I apologize again. But in the recasting process, Godzilla's left eye has been totally covered by his brow. And sometime along the recasting process, the brow must have overflowed and it covered his eye. So his eye is totally out of whack, or his right eye, I should say, is totally out of whack. The teeth are completely out of whack. The original kit has teeth that you have to glue separately, which is a huge pain in the butt, exactly as it sounds, and which is why I still haven't built it for the past 12 years. So again, not to talk about this figure or this item in particular, but just be careful what you get on eBay. And even if you know that it's a copy or whatever, be aware like how different it is from the original, because the standards of quality are very different. Again, like here is the here is a piece of one of Ghidorah's wings, which goes in the back here, and it's very dramatic effect. But again, in terms of quality, this notch right here is supposed to have a hole in it to put one of these wing spikes on, and the hole's not there, so you have to do it on your own. What I've got here now, I'm going to show you very quickly, is the left wing, the left wing of Ghidorah from my original kit. Now it might be a little bit difficult to see because I have a natural fluorescent light on in the background, but this is actually a little bit yellow, and when I bought it, it was straight white. So if you ever happen upon one of these original kits, one of the telltale signs will be that the resin is a little bit white, or a little bit yellow, I should say, whereas the recasts on eBay, they're pure white, which is due to the nature of white as a color. Over time it will yellow and lose its pigmentation. So again, just want to stress to you that you've got to be careful on what you buy on eBay. And I don't know, let me just take a quick shot. Here's the box of the original model kit down there. I paid, when it first came out, it was about, I believe, 56,000 yen. So at the exchange rate at the time, that was probably around $500. I paid $600 at G-Con, when it was still actually called G-Con and not G-Fest. And so that was like probably 13 years ago, 14 years ago, and it's been sitting in my closet ever since, because again, I don't have the proper skills and all that. So again, I just wanted to talk to you about, being careful of what you get on eBay. Here's the little wing spike, like I mentioned, that I wasn't able to put on. With that being said, I'll probably at some point do a comparison video between this recast here and the original one, if anyone's interested in that. But so far, right now, I'm just really happy with this little $1 tripod that I bought on eBay. It's a lot more steady than the stack of textbooks that I was using before. My cinematography still needs a little bit of work, so bear with me there. But I'm going to close this video, and I'll get back to reviewing another of the 8-inch Bandais, or maybe something differently. And one last thing before I go, this really bothered me, is Godzilla's mouth is just an ugly red. There's no variance in color pigmentation whatsoever. And actually, the astute video watcher, or maybe not astute because this is kind of a bad recast, will notice that this Godzilla head on this particular figure is actually what I'm using as my avatar or whatever it is for my eBay account, and that's actually a picture of the real thing with, or the original garage kit, I should say, with a professional paint job, and that's how the eye is supposed to look. But of course, on this recast here, the eye is kind of gone because the detail has been erased during the recasting process. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that, and I'm going to make another video. Alright, thanks.